UCCS comes to town to take on the Westminster Griffins in an RMAC action of two teams looking up to Colorado School of Mines, who's 3-0 and 0 in conference play. As Westminster looking to keep their successful streak alive here, currently on a 2-game winning streak, and started the year 4-0 before tying with Dixie. A 1-1 tie. Griffins so far this year went 3-1 against St. Martin's and Northwest Nazarene, and then came home, took down Texas A&M International and Notre Dame Day Numar, both 2-1s before tying with Dixie. Went on the road to Colorado Christian, defeated them 7-0, and then Friday night we saw Regis right here at home, where the Griffins was able to shut them out 3-0 as they take on UCCS now. This is a current 4-game homestand for the Westminster Griffins, as we will see Colorado Mesa and Fort Lewis next weekend in town, as it's been a great start to the year for soccer teams here at Westminster, as you see UCCS looking to try to capitalize here, and they can't. Great defense by Westminster. They poke it out for a moment, but UCCS gets it right back. They're right in front of the goal. As finally Westminster continue to poke it back. That's Caden Amano, pokes that one out, finally gets it up high over to Jensen. Jensen keeps it alive for a second, kicks it over to the right side, off the head of UCCS, back into the feet of the midfielder of Alex Van Holly, I should say, I apologize, who scored the lone goal so far for the Mountain Lions. As Westminster just trying their best to roll through here, as we've already played nearly 10 minutes of action here in half number 2. Coming with it is Stan Bonanno. He's going through a couple defenders, shoots it off the leg of Westminster. This shot's going to go way up high and above the net from Jake Demarath, who just misses that one. As Will's pretty upset with with what happened in that last series, trying to look for a little bit more help, where he doesn't have to have so much pressure on him in the goalkeeper area. As again, the sun came out during halftime. It was nice to, got a little bit of heat up here in the bleachers, and then now the suns went away back behind the clouds and got a little bit of a breeze coming through here, and it's just been a terrific day for soccer action here in Salt Lake City. I mean, Westminster has had a great start to the year, one of their best in school history. Looking to continue that here today. As Jensen gets it back out. As for UCCS, they started their year against Lubbock Christian in a 2-1 overtime victory, then tied with number 12 ranked St. Mary's in a 2-2 contest, and then fell to St. Edward's 0-1 before tying with Regis University, give their one lone tie of the RMAC, and then they fell to Colorado School of Mines, who's perfect so far this year, in a 1-4 battle, and then they were up in St. George Friday night as they were able to come back and defeat the Trailblazers in a 3-2 victory before traveling here to Westminster College, as they'll head back home after this game, as they'll have a homestand against Adams State and Colorado State Pueblo for next weekend action before hitting the road once again. Just waiting. Just waiting for the official to give the signal for Emmy Heffer to kick this one high and near the box, and you had Nielsen right there in the area, but it was calmly brought down easily. by once again the young goalkeeper from Germany, Marco Seifert. So UCC, they came out firing against Dixie State, leading 3-0 after one half play. And then back-to-back goals for Dixie State cut the lead down to 3-2, but Dixie State wasn't able to come back as Corey Carabal got the first goal against Dixie State, Jack Mills, and Alex Van Hall, who's got 2 goals now in the weekend here in Salt Lake City. As the corner kicks, they only had 2 against Dixie State. They only have 1 today, so the corner kick action for the Mountain Lions. As they'll get a kick from far back here from Bonanno, who scored once again in St. George. An assist, I'm sorry, in St. George. Has 12 minutes now ticked off the clock, 33 minutes left to play here in regulation. We want to thank you guys for stopping by and tuning in from east to west, north to south, making us a part of your Sunday afternoon, no matter where you may be listening to us from. We appreciate you guys checking in to Salt Lake City for today's action. I mean, if you're Josh Pittman, you got to be pleased with the way your team's been playing this season. Because it's kind of been, you know, a bunch of different players scoring. As we talked about, Danny Durrell leads the way with 5 goals. He has one of the goals today. Amit Heffer and Amano have 3 on the year. That are just right behind Danny on the stats. Westminster just slow playing this second half, and that's what you have to do right now. You've got the control lead. They haven't been as attacking as they were in the first half of play. Kind of been a little bit more patient, which is a different style than I think they're used to playing. And they're just being more calm. They're not trying to force anything crazy, as there's a good pass inside to Danny Dorelli. As I tried to get it up there into the middle of the field, and he couldn't get it over to Amano. As Westminster still keeping it over to Amano. Amano over to the right side to Amit Heffer. Heffer pokes this one up high. Has Danny Dorelli, who goes up high and goes down hard. No whistle blown. It's a good defensive play. Westminster battling in there with Hazat. Hazat in there. Shot faked and really fired and just misses it. Jake Jensen's going to walk that one back. Hands over his face in frustration. He knows he has had a goal there. And that's going to frustrate him, but he's got the ball right back. Looking to get a shot right here. That was going to bounce off a couple defenders in front and kicked out of trouble. And just a frustration on Jensen's face after he missed that opportunity. But now UCCS trying to come back and get an opportunity to tie this game up, with Westminster kind of frazzled after that play. As again, the Griffins are closing out the weekend against the Mountain Lions of UCCS, who, again, are coming from a trip from St. George, Utah. As this is a team that's had a bit trouble scoring since before last night. As only 2 games, they had a season high of 2 goals, and last night they got a season high of 3. So, and only 1 goal so far against Westminster. And of course, they've had 22 corner kicks, 24 with last night, entering this weekend. And Corey Carabelli has 4 goals on the year, which leads the team. As we talked about, Scott Jensen has been the normal goalkeeper for UCCS, who started in all 5 games and allowed 9 goals. And Marco Sofret, who got the start today, only seen half of action of 45 minutes and faced 9 shots and made 2 saves before entering today. And again, next weekend's another exciting weekend of action with Colorado Mesa and Fort Lewis come to town. That will end the 4-game homestand for the Westminster Griffins here, as the season's going by fast. I mean, we're nearly halfway done. As there's bench explodes for Westminster as that goes down in paint. And we'll get some stoppage on the clock with 28:13 as the officials discuss what they seen together. As that bench really did like explode off the bench with coaches and everyone yelling to see what happened. As you see Adir Hazat get up slowly, and he'll get up and he won't go to the bench. He'll get some water for a moment, as it looks like he's going to stay in the game. After a hard tumble he took. Officials will start the clock here in a moment when you hear the whistle. We're 28-13. Griffins are on top by 1. 2-1 the score. If we had a shot of that bench just coming off, I mean, it'd be a very interesting video. You'd see how everybody on the bench, all the coaches, assistant coaches and head coach, and all the players on the bench just jumped up and hands going up in the air, yelling at him. Interesting shot that we've seen here from the booth across the field. From the benches, we've got a couple substitutions checking in. Clayton Smith and Igor O'Rear check in the game for the Mountain Lions. So back to action after a little bit of a injury scare for Westminster. As Westminster's got speed going from outside to inside and almost a collision at near midfield. Everyone's okay though. Ball gets kicked up once again out of play. Obviously the campus of Westminster College is where today's game is being played at. Beautiful campus here, and you look over to the left side of Westminster where we're at here. You got the big U in the mountains, Ricecle. You can see it as well, where the University of Utah football team plays, where Westminster unfortunately doesn't have a football team anymore, but in the history they have had it before. As football season's in the air. And a former Westminster alumni, Les Brown, who made his presence known on the TV show Hard Knocks, where he was a member of the Miami Dolphins during the Hard Knocks show and became a star. And they showed his clips here at Westminster on the show, as he was a basketball standout here. And he made his way onto the Miami Dolphins roster for preseason and made it through all the cuts until the last day. And obviously I actually sat down with Les Brown back doing a radio show a few years ago after when he was there, and we discussed his time in Miami and how much time he had fun with it. And we actually talked about his time here at Westminster College as well, so that was very interesting to see. So it's always good to hear from him when we do. When me and him catch up here and there. Westminster alum checks in on the broadcast a few times as well, so we appreciate that. As now we've got 25 minutes and change left to go. Griffins are on top 2-1. Hansen with the first goal of the game from a corner. Danny Dorelli had the second goal and another kick save there. As Danny Dorelli last time a kick save happened in front of him, he was able to bounce back and strike for the second goal for Westminster. This time he didn't get the opportunity to do that. As Westminster's just basically moving the chains down the sideline, getting closer and closer to potentially getting another shot on goal here. And the sun's back out on the field for the first time in today's game. As we got a good breeze with it though, which is nice. Jake Jensen with possession. Kicks it back to Vance. Over to Armano in the middle of the field. Tried to get to Armano once again. That was going to be poked back out over to Westminster's side. Adir Hazat keeps it for a moment and it gets back to Armano. Armano going left to right. Finally kicks it all the way to the far side where it's caught by Nelson. Nelson gets it over to Vance. Vance on the left side. Vance hits his one, chipped up high. Dorelli's right there and just misses it. So Vance tried to set up Dorelli once again right there as both goalies have faced 6 shots so far on goal, and 1 yellow card has been handed out in today's game. As it says no assist so far in the game. That's incorrect because Amit Heifer had the first assist for Westminster. But we'll get all that taken care of. Has 9 fouls to 8 for the Mountain Lions as Amano and Clayton Smith bump each other like a mini car crash, and they both get up just fine though. A little car wreck, I should say, as both players seem to be alright. 2 offsides calls have gone against Colorado, and 1 against Westminster in the state of Utah. Rocky Mountain State, Beehive State. Caden Amano gets it right back from Towson. They're going to reset the offense back over to Hansen. Amit Heifer now has got possession for Westminster. He's had an assist earlier today from the corner, which was awesome. Again, he had second game. It's the assist, and that one almost ricocheted right to Jensen, who was frustrated earlier that he missed a goal opportunity. A great save by Surfett. Nielsen now. Looks for Danny Dorelli. I was going to sail past Dorelli, going to the feet cleanly by Hiko Havak. And again, the sun's gone again, and this time penalty will go against number 11, Corey Gerbil, who kind of knocked down Vance. As that's what the official saw from his view. As the referees, it seems like they've let a lot of that go. Kind of surprised they got that call against Vance. Adir, who went down, his back up right, he's got possession once again near the corner. Pass goes over to Alec Marshall. Alec Marshall to Heifer. Heifer sees this one blocked up front. Danny Dorelli right there. Can't get it. It was a diving goalie play save. Another fantastic save from Marco Seifert, who's had a couple great saves for the Mountain Lions today. Keep them alive in this game and trailing only by 1 goal. That was going to bounce off the head of Nelson. He goes up high to that one. So does Hansen. Hansen sees this one go to Omano. Omano kicks it back over to Vance. Vance going to kick it up high across midfield looking for Dorelli. Dorelli doesn't have possession. Kicked off the foot down low. Caught by Parker McClure. Sends it back over to the middle of the field, where Sam Gomez kicks it up high. Tries to get the offense moving for the Mountain Lions. Over to the foot of Ferdatis. Ferdatis sees this one lost as Alec Marshall comes away with it for Westminster. Chase Vance gets this one from Amano on the left side. Crosses midfield with ease. He's got Jake Jensen on the left side. That's where he goes to. Jensen looking back over to Marshall. Marshall back in the middle of the field. Kicks it over to Hazard. Hazard kicks it one up high. And Jensen's right there on the left side and can't come away with it.
Good work, boys. That's great work.
Substitutions for the Mountain Lions. Number 6, Luke White. Number 18, Sam Bonanno. Number 22, Pedro Rodriguez.
A couple subs check in for the Mountain Lions as we got 19 minutes left to play in regulation. Of course, as this game is tied up by the Mountain Lions and there's 0-0-0 on the clock, we will head to overtime and it's golden goal. Or after 2 overtimes, it will be considered a tie if no one gets a goal in that time period. And both these teams have a tie in conference play. And it's so hard to judge teams when you look at them just off stats and numbers because Westminster tied Dixie State and Dixie State falls to UCCS the other night, where you would say, well, the Mountain Lions will probably have the advantage coming to Salt Lake to beat Dixie State. I mean, after defeating Dixie State, and which, if you're looking at numbers and all that, you would say that's probably true. But the way every game's different, every time you hit the field, floor, no matter what sport you're playing, it's always going to be different. As Amit Heffert goes to the left side, he has an opening shot, it's going to be fired and hits the top of the post. That was a nice save. If it wasn't for getting the fingertips on that one, it probably wouldn't have hit the post, it would have hit the back of the net, and Amit Heffert would be celebrating with his team. Instead, the fans celebrate for a great offensive opportunity as a toss-in comes in from Vance over to Jensen. Jensen kicks this one up high. Again, this one's going to be just taken out by the Mountain Lions. Once again, you can follow the team on social media for all the latest news and notes. Hit the like button on Facebook at WC Griffins, also at WC Griffins on Instagram. If you like to double tap photos and see all the latest news and notes from the Instagram side, you can follow the team there. And on Twitter at WC_Griffins, where you get all the latest news and notes, just whatever preference you are. If you're a Facebook fan, Instagram fan, Twitter fan, like us, follow us on whatever social media that you love to use the most to get the latest news and notes on the Westminster Griffins. Also, you can go to westminstergriffins.com for all recaps, upcoming games, schedules on the upcoming year for the favorite sport you are following. Again, at westminstergriffins.com. As it's been a good year so far again for all the athletics. We talked about volleyball winning last night in 4 sets against Fort Lewis. Second time they beat Fort Lewis. The women's soccer team got a win last night as well on the road. A correction on Friday. I apologize for that. As for the women's soccer team, 5-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play, 2-0 that is. Again, coming off a win against Black Hill State the other night, 3-0, and Dixie State last Sunday. The women's team is in action right now as Amit Heffert sends it over to the right side to Danny Dorelli. Danny Dorelli's got a 2-on-2 with Heffert on the left side. Tried to get through there, shot fired, saved again! And you got to give this young goalkeeper from Dexwell, Germany. All the credit for UCCS. University of Colorado Springs comes in here and is having a terrific game against a good offensive team against Westminster. We told you they've scored 11 goals in the last 3 games. And to only see 2 goals on the scoreboard so far, you're doing a good job against Westminster. Another save comes up there for the goalkeeper. As a women's team right now, they're tied 2-2 against Regis. As the Griffins got a penalty shot against Lily Durden for her 3rd goal of the year. And then in the second half, Abby Keeley got her 1st goal of the year. So it's a close game up there at Regis. Regis 3-2, 2-1-0 in the RMAC. And again, Westminster looking to keep their winning streak alive, as we'll keep an eye on that game, as about the same time we have here. So the Westminster Griffins are on top here at Dumpke Field. The women's team's on the road at Regis. As again, we'll keep you guys updated on that score if anything changes in that game. But right now, the Griffins men's soccer team looking to capture another win to their conference record with now under 14 minutes to play. Meet Heifer sends this one over to his teammate's bench as they duck as the ball comes towards them. So Mountain Lions trying to find any way to build some momentum. Haven't had many opportunities in the second half to attack Westminster. Westminster's done a really good job. Just every time the ball gets by their defensive zone, they really pull together and play great defense. They don't allow anything easy to come through. As you'll see Jake Jensen take a seat. Eric Olbert checks back in for Westminster. As again, about 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in regulation. Griffins are on top 2-1. Sun's back out again, as you can see it on your broadcast. We got some fans with umbrellas again because it's been a little hot. It hasn't been too hot as we've seen in the past. Obviously me and Adrian out here. Adrian running the camera for us out here in the press box. Devin and Eric down there in the producer bay today helping out. Making sure everything's running nice and smooth for us out here. Make sure we sound good, helping us sound better than we actually sound. And making the broadcast look smooth, as always. As the ball comes bouncing up here at the bleachers and back out on the field. And again, we're talking about the no calls that the officials have kind of let things go. There was another one right there that I thought was a great no call. So the officials are kind of continuing to let these two teams play. It hasn't been as chippy, I would say, as we saw in the first half. A couple moments where I think the teams were kind of going at each other and kind of just frustrated at times. I think both teams have kind of calmed their nerves after 45 minutes of action and came out to play the second half really well. And there's a penalty against Westminster. Clock stops with 10:56. Again, the Westminster Griffins have not gave up more than 1 goal this season. So most goals they've given up on the defensive side, so a good defensive team this year. Griffins have 11 shots, 8 of them on goal. Only 2 shots on goal for the Mountain Lions. There comes a shot from deep. This one's going to go up high and over the net. As the clock continues to roll now, back again. As we're nearly at single digits here on Dumpke Field.
Back in for Westminster, number 23, Christian Alfaro.
Don't forget, we'll be back here next weekend. Colorado Mesa comes into town Friday, September 28th, 3 p.m. first kick. Then we'll see Fort Lewis at noon next Sunday. So it's going to be a great festivity we'll have here. As always, this, again, men's soccer team's about halfway done. After this next week's 2-game road trip, homestand, they'll hit the road for 4 straight games. And before they'll come up and wrap up the season for the final 2 home games of the year on October 19th and 21st. Hansen goes down. As the official once again coming over to make sure everything's okay and talking to some players. As you saw, Alex Van Hollen, who got the lone goal so far, had a couple words to say to the officials after that. Hansen kicks it back out across midfield. As Meat Heifer was going to chase after it, but saw it was going to roll out of bounds, so didn't chase after it after that.
Defense, Griffins, let's go, defense.
So Westminster being very calm and patient right now in the final 9 minutes of action. They're now you're not in that spot where you'd be playing almost like a prevent type of defense, just kind of let UCCS do a little bit whatever they want to do, because you still want to be so physical. As a whistle be blown, Josh Pittman throws his hands up for a moment, asking, and then he got the call granted. Jace Vance. Westminster, what you want to do when you're on the offensive side right now, you just want to move the ball around the best you can, take some time off the clock, and see if you can get a good shot here as Vance and Marshall are on the same page there. So we want to thank you guys for stopping by and tuning in and joining us in today's broadcast. As again last night, the Westminster women's volleyball team won their 3rd game of the conference season. For more information about the women's volleyball team, you go to westminstergriffins.com for their upcoming schedule. Again, we're going to have a double header next week with men's soccer September 28th, 3 o'clock, and then the women's soccer will play right after against the women's UCC team. As UCCS looking to even up the score right here. As a corner kick will come here for UCCS with under 7 minutes to go. Looking to tie up the game with this corner kick. Kick is up, that one's high, it's a good kick. Header, saved by Amano! Amano's in the right spot, the right time to save that one. Might have saved. That might have been the game-saving play right there for the Westminster Griffins. As that was a good corner kick by the Mountain Lions. And just great defensive play by Westminster.
For Westminster, number 21, Blaze Nelson.
Blaze Nelson checks in for the first time today for Westminster. There's a toss-in coming in here from UCCS. That one's going to come up a little bit shorter than he probably wanted. The wind might have caused a little bit of a factor there as it blew right when he tossed that one in. 5 minutes and change to go here. Griffins on top 2-1. No goals have been scored here in half number 2. All 3 goals have been scored in the first half of play, including the first one that came in about the 3-minute mark, 2.5-minute mark, wherever you want to put it. As Nilsson with a great save to bump that one off the skull. Back to Nelson. Nelson with a new look this year. Not as long hair as we've seen in the years past. Up to Alfaro. He's got Meet Heifer up running with him, but can't get it over to him across midfield. UCCS comes down with it again into the hands of Durmeth. This one goes to the left side off the head of McLeese. And Eric Colbert trying to keep this one wide. It was going to go up, and stay. Thought it was going to stay and bounce for a moment. It wasn't, but Westminster will get the arrow pointing their way. McLeese with the toss in. Great defensive play right there from the Mountain Lions. Not allowing anything easy in for Westminster. Now if you're the Mountain Lions, you're not in that panic mode yet, where you want to start going crazy and start forcing all these crazy passes to the other side. You still got plenty of time to tie this game up, and you finally had an opportunity in a corner kick situation. So you don't want to hit the panic button just yet if you're a Mountain Lion on the field. And again, the Griffins, you got the 1-goal lead. Just be patient with it. Continue to run the offense the right way. You don't have to do nothing silly that will cause an error that the Mountain Lions want you to do. Like Amano could have turned and shot that one. Instead, you made the nice, smart play to come back and just reset some time off the clock here. I mean, Heifer will shoot this one and be saved. And I think Heifer could have got a little bit of better shot and probably took another 15 seconds off the clock. But Alec Marshall now with it for Westminster over to Vance. Again, time's in your favor if you're Westminster, but you don't want to make a silly mistake right here in your own defensive end. So 3 minutes now to play, 3 minutes. Turnover against Westminster, but Hansen kicks it out all the way to the other side of the field. That's going to take some time off the clock. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. Griffins are still on top by 1. Crunch time's here in Salt Lake City. Will the Mountain Lions tie this game and go send this game to overtime? Or can the Griffins hold on and get another victory here in the RMAC? And there's a shot going to be fired, and that one's going to tie it up. As you see, Diego Fernández tie the game up with 2:21. And Westminster's streak comes to an end. Back-to-back games, they haven't allowed a goal. In the first games of the year, 7 of them, they haven't allowed more than 1 goal till today. We're even 2-2 with 2:21 left to play.
And for the Griffins, number 9, Danny Durelli. Number 16 is here to do.
Danny Durelli checks back in for Westminster. Plays Nelson, sees this one go off his foot, and it'll be a corner kick opportunity for Westminster. Can they get the lead back here? Under 2 minutes to go. Nelson in the corner. But he'll switch with a meet. He's got 1 successful corner kick so far today. Looking for another one to get the lead back up to 1 for Westminster. 1:40 on the clock. Heffer's got the hands up. Kick is out. That one's a good kick up high. That's just a little bit too high and far. It's good. Just how high you wanted it, just a little bit too much power on that one. Just mistimed that kick and under 90 seconds to go. Again, the last time the Griffins played in overtime, they ended in a tie. Caden Amano with it. Got to meet Heffer again towards the corner. I meet Heffer shaking left and right. Falls down, no whistle blown. And you can see the frustration from Sean Bonanno. He went right up to Amit right there, got in his face and said a couple words. And backed up when the official got near him. Did not like the way Heffer came in there and slid, but Heffer got tackled. He thought he got tackled on the other side too, where he didn't get a call, and that's where the frustration came in for Amit.
Let's go, Griffins!
40 seconds left to play. We're even 2-2. And unless something insane happens here in the next 20 seconds, we're going to be heading to overtime. And this could be the most insane part. As they're going to have 10 seconds for a corner kick opportunity here. Can we see the game-winning goal here for UCCS? 5 seconds. Corner kicks up. It's in the middle of the field, and they're to be blocked out of there. We're going to overtime. Give credit to the UCCS Mountain Lions as they fought back and got the lone goal of the second half. As we're going to head to overtime. Griffins and Mountain Lions even at 2 in Salt Lake City. Welcome to overtime. 10-minute overtime. There will be 2 10-minute overtime periods if the match needs to exceed to an extra overtime after the first 10-minute one. If neither team scores in either overtime, it will end in a draw, which will send these 2 teams with 2 ties on the year. And it is golden goal does apply here in overtime. So we're thrilled to have some more time on the clock here, as the Griffins and Mountain Lions need extra time to finish this one off in Salt Lake City. And there was that play where the Mountain Lions, I thought they were going to score perfectly from their corner opportunity. And Kane Amano came and kicked it out of there. I thought that was going to be the saving play of the game. It ended up not being that, as the Griffins have not scored since half number 1. And a quick update for the women's game. They're tied 2-2 as well, heading to overtime. So we got both men's and women's soccer teams even at 2 in overtime. So we're live here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Once again, welcome into Dumpke Field as the Mountain Lions traveled into town, coming from St. George the night before. As keeping that one alive for Westminster. As it gets back to Kane Amano, he swings it back towards Nielsen. Nielsen hangs on to it for a moment. And he sees all the way to the far side Hazat, who was injured for a part of today's game. Alec Marshall right there now playing tough defense on Corey Carabal, who swings it back over the top. Bumped around, and is trying to keep hold of it, and they do as Gomez. Gomez sends it over to the top right side of your screen. As that ball is going to be poked up high towards the sky, bouncing on the floor, as Nelson comes away with it for Blaze Nelson, that is, for Westminster. Effers with it now, he nearly falls as he loses control of the ball. Mountain Lions have the momentum right now in overtime, I would say. Then Holly sees this one blocked as Westminster gets back to Heifer. As Hazat gets it over to Dorelli. Dorelli has 1 goal today. He's got the last goal for Westminster. Back to me, Heifer. He's got Amano on the left side. Amano scored last game. Gets inside to Dorelli. Dorelli loses control and kicked out of play. Great defensive play by Hovak. Send that one out where Dorelli was trying to turn and fire. McLeese going towards the back corner. Sees one bounce off. The defender has kept alive. Great play by Carabal. Both of them goes down, McLeese and Carabal, and finally a whistle's blown. And they were they let the first one go and then couldn't let that second one go.
What game are you watching?
As Griffins fans not pleased with the call on the field, as time's ticking away here. That's a good kick to the middle, but Nielsen comes away and pokes it off his head. And Dorelli tries to kick it out of their zone, but this one's going to go back up high. There's a couple people in the mix, and Will goes high to the sky to save that one. As a Mountain Lion is down, I believe that is number 11. Corey Carabal. It's going to go over the head of Danny Dorelli after a save by Westminster's goalkeeper, wearing number 0, the redshirt freshman from Salt Lake City and Skyline High School, Will DeSantis. As again, on the other side, you got to give credit to Marco Seifert, who's had a fantastic game for the Mountain Lions in goal. He's made some fantastic kick saves you might see in hockey. As the Mountain Lions try to kick it up, and unsuccessful. Westminster trying to get the momentum back on their side, because right now I think it's on the Mountain Lions who has bumped off track there. That was Blaze Nelson, who comes right back up, kicks it over to Amano. Hizat and Heifer's on the same side. Gets it to Heifer now. He's going towards the middle of the field, kicked up high. Danny Dorelli in there. Has Hizat on the right side. Shot will be fired, but they'll kick it to the right side. Shot is saved! Blaze Nelson nearly got the game-winning goal. As it's back up top to Vance. Halfway through the first overtime, we're tied still 2-2. Danny Dorelli and Bridger Hansen got the 2 lone goals for Westminster, both in half number 1. The lone goal to tie this game up was by Diego Fernandez. Tied it up at 2-2 with the final 2 minutes to go in regulation. Danny Dorelli. And Caden Amano comes up after it bounces up. Amano shoots and scores! Caden Amano with the goal for Westminster, and the celebration begins in Salt Lake City. Danny Dorelli's shot was blocked, and Caden Amano came to the rescue and fired it to the left side for the game-winning goal. As you see the celebration with the fans in the stands, the Griffins continue their winning ways. Make it 3 in a row for the Westminster Griffins. Next up, we'll be back here next weekend. Colorado Mesa comes into town on September 28th. We'll be back here a week from today with Fort Lewis. What an exciting game we had today. We want to thank you all for stopping by and tuning in as the Griffins capture the victory. Also, the women's team just secured their win with Amy Kerfurst scoring the game-winning goal in their end. So, victory for both soccer teams for Westminster. Well, thank you guys for stopping by and tuning in. We're going to say so long and good night from Salt Lake City. Hope you guys all have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Griffins win from Caden Amano's game-winning goal in overtime.